Hello, fashion friends and family. This is Stacy here from Sew Bromo and Elsa Fitzgerald. The space is a little bit of disarray. We had the MICA students here yesterday that are part of the Upstart Venture competition, and some of them wanted to film or shoot their marketing profile pictures here. So anyway, I am making some white coffee for Mr. Hardy and I, and we'll be doing some filming. Well, we are drinking our Indonesian coffee. It's a white kopi. Cheers. For those of you that haven't been watching some of our other episodes, this is Mr. Gregory Hardy. He's the founder of So What's Up, and we were going to talk about the needle trades today. It's called The Clothing Workers. Oh my goodness, it's by Hardy, the writer, the author. It's called Hardy. See, what's the first name? Jack Hardy. A study of the conditions and struggles in the needle trades. It's called The Clothing Workers. But I'm curious if you can tell our audience what you consider to be the needle trades and why that term is not as commonly used in the U.S. Fashion industry these days.
Well, the needle trades, it starts here with the machine. And it compresses so many different sewing operations, whether you're making apparel or you're doing upholstery, drapery, even carpentry and interior design. It's a very interesting field. You have to develop the patience for it. But once you develop patience for it and continue to practice it, it'll be very, very rewarding to you.
And then you were speaking a little bit earlier about how it's not as common potentially because of the industry not being here and the skills being taught anymore.
Yeah, the skills, the trade itself, for the most part, has been exported, and it's not supported by the technical and vocational schools. We as Americans have been relying so much on our garments being manufactured overseas, and once we get it back here, if that is the objective of the country, the people who have the ability to build up the factories here and also put the trades back in the schools, I think it will be a flourishing occupation again in the United States.
So something to note in terms of my inspiration, I studied at the London College of Fashion, and during my time there I was doing a master's in fashion entrepreneurship and innovation, and I was really fascinated as to how a fashion company could do good things, right? And that search focused on corporate social responsibility at that time, but I really was focused on the luxury fashion industry. I was working for Burberry at their flagship location at the time at Bond Street, and I also worked for Alexander McQueen in their press office, and it was during a time while he was still alive. But something that really struck me was when Burberry began to offshore its manufacturing. In particular, it closed down one of their polo factories, and when they did that, there was a big uproar because it was understood that Burberry wasn't committed to its craftsmanship, its heritage, its kind of traditions of making, and by offshoring that, there was some sort of like rejection or a lost commitment to its own, values or where they come from, right? And so that said, when I came back to Baltimore, my hometown, I ended up working for one of the last garment factories from the original industry, and two of my colleagues ended up passing away suddenly. One died of a heart attack. He was our sewing machine mechanic. and the other one, I believe she died of liver failure, and it was sudden. Both of them were so sudden, and then their presence was gone. Not only were they, it was a tragedy to lose these special individuals, but what I thought was even more of a disservice to the industry was that that skill set didn't get passed on. So we struggled to find a mechanic. There was certain things that couldn't be done anymore, and so a part of their love and their commitment and their years of training, and some people use the word toiling. I don't know if that's fair to say, because I know there's a bit of love in there, but yes, they were taken advantage of in the industry. But the saddest part of it all is there was such beauty that they'd cultivated that should have lived on beyond them, and it didn't. So that's why Sobroma was founded, and really excited to be connecting with different veterans of the industry, because they have invested in this skill. So something that's really important is that the consumer has to be willing to pay beyond a living wage. They should be paying a master level if they want that skill to survive. And so in order for skills to survive, the end buyer has to decide to invest in society's skills and keeping them, not all to ourselves, right? Some countries are better at certain things than others, but we have to keep something that is from the origins of the work.
I agree.
So what we're going to do today is we're going to take a look at Mr. Hardy's workroom and see what he's got in flow.
Welcome to So What's Up. Happy to have you here. These are some linen slacks that is a client of mine, and he has like 8 pair that, different types of fabric, but these are linen here. And he wanted to sort of modernize them and have the legs tapered and taking the waist, and so I decided to do that for him. These are some fabrics that I picked up about 6 months ago, and I had showed them to a musician, and the musician has a band of 14 members. As you can see up here, there's 4 vests that I'm going to make, and I have to get 10 more pieces of fabric in different designs and make all of the guys, and there's a few girls in the band, vests. They play a variety of music: jazz, rhythm and blues, and rock and roll, and country music. Particular style vest. It's a basic style. No pockets. If a person wants pockets, I can put pockets in it. I can insert a inside pocket for cell phone or whatever, ink pen. They're basically made to, you can dress it up or dress it down. I have one on myself that I like to wear them every now and then. His and hers. And also the children. But I'm not just stuck on making sports vests. I can also do formal vests, cummerbund and bow tie and necktie. It's pretty much so what's up, what you want, I'm doing.
We're doing updates to the website to include the Needle Trade All-Stars, and I know that you saw us take these photos, but we're just making some light updates to the bios and going to be adding a few more rock stars to include Mr. Hardy. Oh my goodness, we're so excited. I did not expect all the amazing views that we received. I guess you guys like George, but I would like for him to introduce himself today.
Hi, I'm George Padilla. I'm the founder of Baltimore Uniforms and Tailoring and Georgio.
Yeah, so exciting. So Baltimore Uniforms and Tailoring does everything from product development to small batch production. And then Georgio is an amazing menswear line that is designed, developed here in Baltimore. And we have some of those pieces here with us. But today we're going to take a look at some of the items that George is developing for Jess Made. And so Jess Made is a local luxury fashion pet apparel and accessory line that's being created from upcycled materials. So let's take a look. Here we have the pet harness being developed, and you'll be able to purchase this directly in Baltimore on South Charles Street. So look up Just Made. Here we have a sample of one of the pet step-in harness, and then beautifully done. Here we have a collar, and that's Just Made. And for those of you who don't already know, she's my sister. The color's really pretty for spring. I love the tweed.
yes.
It reminds me so much of like Chanel, which I do actually have a pair of Chanel shoes on. Okay, so we saw a bit of these boxers the other day, but George is going to tell us a bit about what's unique about these. How about this one? This is the cotton?
It's 100% cotton.
Okay.
You will feel comfort all the day.
And it's probably really good for machine wash. I really like cottons or just natural fibers, so that's really beautiful.
Yeah.
This is fun colors. And
Yeah.
what
I'm trying to get new designs to the market.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Nice.
Some people are requesting new designs. So I'm trying to.
Is this a cover stitch?
Yeah, this is a cover stitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. This seems more athletic.
Yes, it's athletic.
Okay.
Here, it's really soft.
Mm-hmm.
Really soft, and it's
Wicking. It's probably, yeah. Before we wrap up for the day, we're gonna check on Mr. Savage. Art in process.
Miss Stacy, how you doing?
Yeah, fabulous. I'm loving seeing all these furniture transformations here, and I'm sure our audience as well. Is this a technique, or what's the stage of the reupholstery process?
Actually, the application now.
Oh, let me get in there. So did you have to strip it before, or?
Yes. Strip it and pat it back up. So I leave things in place. Some shape of chairs you don't have to mess with, you know, to keep the contour.
I heard that sewing machine going this morning. What was, you were sewing the skirt? Do you call this skirt, or you're sewing this part of it?
The arm, I was sewing this. Yeah. And I'll pull this one down. And it'll be straightened all the way out. Right now it's just to get the contour of the arm. Nice and firm.
And I saw the Nicole's chair over here. Looks like it got some.
I had my cousin put a little glue in there.
Wow. So she's gonna add that green velvet that she sent through.
Yeah.
We'll have to capture some images when it's back in the atelier in its full fresh form.
Yeah. Yeah, so what we're gonna do is do new foam. Got new foam, new fabric, but everything is firm now. Totally refinished. All natural. This is a natural grain and patina that comes through.
And so people have some pieces they need some work on. How do they reach out to you? Is it that this little sign here?
It's the sign right on the wall.
Right. Well, come out and see Warren Savage here at 415 at the Baltimore Innovation Center. Well, we will see you next time, but just remember, in order to keep skills of the needle trades alive, you have to pay the living wage, if not beyond that, because you are working with master craftspeople who have spent years, if not decades, of their lives honing that skill so that you can really benefit from that quality of service and process and in your finished item. All right, we'll see you next time.